If you want to make $100 every single month in dividends, then I'm going to show you exactly how to do the math on my phone using the Robinhood app, because once you know how to do the math yourself, you can just look up any stock you want or ETF and you can find out exactly how much money you're going to need invested in order to make $100 a month. And to be honest, it does take quite a bit of money to even make $100 a month. So don't expect that you can just put $1,000 into the market and be making a bunch of money in passive income going forward. It does take quite a bit of an investment, but I'm going to show you how to do the math side of things so that you can learn from this yourself. And I also want to make it clear that this is not investing advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only, because I'm just trying to illustrate how to do some basic math in order to find out how much you need invested in order to make $100 a month in dividends. Now let's just hop on my phone and I'll show you exactly how to do the math yourself. Okay, so once you're inside the Robinhood app, just click the search icon right here in the middle, because we are going to have to look up a specific company. In today's video, we're going to look up AT&T, and their ticker symbol is T. So we're just going to search companies here, type in T, and then once we find AT&T right here, just click on it. And then obviously it's going to give us the current share price, $26.30 is what they're trading at. And the market is open, so this is going to be fluctuating. But this is not the main point of the video. The main point is that we're going to have to look up their dividend yield. And I know that AT&T does have a high yield. It doesn't mean that they're a good investment by any means. And it also doesn't mean that that dividend is going to continue going forward, but it's just for illustration purposes only. So we're going to scroll down here until we get into the stats. And you're going to see the div yield here on the bottom right at 7.91. Now this is extremely high because it's saying that the dividend is paying 7.91% annually. So depending on how many shares you own, you're going to be getting potentially 7.91% back in dividends. Now obviously this is going to fluctuate every single day because the dividend yield is based on what the current stock price is versus how much the dividend payment is. So this can change every single day, but most of the time it's going to be pretty close to what you're seeing right here. So 7.91%, we're just going to assume that that's accurate, and that's what we're going to base the math off of. So if you want to make $100 in dividends, then we're going to have to open up our calculator and go from there. Now, the first thing we need to do is turn $100 a month into a yearly number. Obviously, there's 12 months in a year, so we're just going to take $100 a month times 12 months, and that's going to give us $1,200. So now that we have the annual amount of $1,200, we're just going to divide this by the current dividend yield that AT&T is offering. So $1,200 divided by 0.0791, that's how we're going to do it in the calculator. And once we hit equals, this is going to give us the amount of money that we need invested in order to make $100 a month in dividends, investing in AT&T right now. So it looks like $15,170 is how much we're going to need today in order to make $100 a month in dividends. Now, if you want to know how many shares you'd need to own, all you have to do is just divide this 15,170 by the current share price. So let's just go back into Robinhood here, and we're going to scroll to the top. Looks like $26.30 is the current share price. Let's just go with that. So we're going to divide this by $26.30. And it looks like we're going to need 577 shares in order to make $100 a month in dividends. Now, this is just the basic math side of things, so you guys can understand how much it's going to take invested in order to make $100 a month in dividends. But like I said, dividends are never guaranteed. They're always fluctuating. And honestly, you could invest $15,000 in AT&T tomorrow. Their share prices could go down. That's obviously a problem if you're trying to make money with their share prices as well, or they could cut their dividend in the future. So you do want to be careful. You want to look into different statistics to make sure that you're as safe as you can investing in these different companies with especially high yields. But if you just do some basic math yourself, you can find out how much you need invested in order to make a certain amount of money in dividends every single month. Now, if you want to know how often a company pays out a dividend, you can't find that information on Robinhood, but the easiest way that I do it is I just look up NASDAQ.com and then I look up the specific company, and right there inside of dividend history, I can see how often they're paying it. And so right here, if you look up 2021 and 2020, you can see that they're paying 4 times a year. So obviously they're paying quarterly. So this is just a very easy way. You can look this up right on NASDAQ.com, any company, and you can find out if they're paying once a year, twice a year, 4 times a year, or even once a month, because you can't find that information out on Robinhood. Now, if you are new to the Robinhood app, they will give you a free share just for signing up with them. Most of the time, it's probably not going to be worth very much money, but it can be valued up to $225, so it is worth doing if you're new to them. Now, I do have an affiliate link for them in the description below, so check that out if you have an interest. But thanks for watching this video, and I hope you guys genuinely learned how to do the math side of things so you know what it's going to take invested in order to make a certain amount in dividends every month.